Hello and welcome to episode 43 of my Let's Play Kerbal Space program. I am KHM, and in this episode we are going to Moho. I believe that's how it's pronounced. As you can see here, this is the ship that will get us there, or at least the main component of the ship. The lander and a few extra fuel tanks are separate and will dock with them in orbit. The Moho lander will dock at the nose right here, kind of Apollo style, and the extra fuel tanks will dock at the back here. This ship is equipped with 4 probes that are docked along the side using the smaller docking ports. I like the idea of using the smaller docking ports for things like that rather than the decouplers, because decouplers, once it's decoupled, you can never dock with it again. But with the docking ports, you can redock with it. You can pick them up later if you want to, instead of having to leave it floating out in space forever. The probes have all the instruments on there. Well, one of each of these instruments on each one of them. Although I'm not sure how these are useful, but couldn't hurt. Nice full complement of solar panels and a ion drive with 2 Xeon tanks. Now, as you can see, this ship also is sporting an abort tower, an Apollo-style sort of abort tower, which during the testing saved the crew many a time. Although, with any luck during our launch, this will not be used to abort the launch. Not sure what else to mention about this. Actually, I think that pretty much covers it. We got 4 nuclear rockets, 4 large solar panels, not including the ones on the probe, because we won't be deploying those until we deploy the probe. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, without further ado, let's launch this and all of its components up into space and assemble them together like Voltron. Alright, I have no idea what happened to the audio file I recorded for this originally. I guess I must have forgotten to save it or something. So this is going to be kind of a post-commentary instead of a live one, at least for this little segment here. As you can see, we have our ship assembled in orbit. I have 3 fuel tanks back here, as you can see. Sorry, it feels like I'm gonna burp. Anyway, have with those additional 3 fuel tanks, we have the equivalent of 3 of these orange tanks that I am not currently pointing at. Okay, yeah, anyway, we also have the lander on the front there. Now, I went ahead and filled up the fuel tank on it completely full. I was kind of worried that I was going to regret that, but, you know, since this being a post-commentary, I know that that won't cause any problems during the flight that's up ahead. As you can see, it's got a crap ton of RCS linear thrusters on there. Now, as you can also see, I used a 2-man pod for the lander. I originally tried to use a 3-man pod, but that proved to be too heavy, and I couldn't get it into orbit. So I went ahead and opted for a 2-man pod, which means that Bill and Jeb there are going to be going down onto the planet, leaving the white suit to hang out with the ship. Which is, you know, perfect that we have a white suit for that particular purpose. Although if we went by Star Trek's normal standards, the white suit would be the first one on the planet. Well, okay, second one after Jeb. And then he would immediately die. So we would be left with 2 guys, which would be perfect for coming back. Although I guess we would have problems with that because that would require 3 people down on the planet to begin with. But anyway. So, I've looked up the proper escape angle for Moho. And according to the website, the proper angle is... see, 108.21 degrees ahead of Kerbin. And our escape trajectory is 119.21 degrees from Kerbin's retrograde vector. Yeah. Okay. So, as that I have 4 nuclear engines on this thing, and just 4 which are fairly low thrust, it's going to require a couple of passes around the planet before we're finally able to escape the planet's gravitational influence and be on our merry little way. So, I'm going to... see, was there something else? Oh yeah, I have MechJeb there, as you can see. Again, the reason why I installed it this time is the exact same reason why I installed it last time. Continuously relaunching the same craft over and over and over again was getting kind of tedious and a little boring, so installed that to get the ships up into space. Although I will probably be using it fairly regularly for other things, kind of like I did last go-around. But I won't be using it for everything. The lander does not have MechJeb on board, so I'll have to land that manually. As you can see, I'm sitting there playing with the maneuver nodes to try to figure out where I need to burn. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward until we are at Moho. Alright, so, as you can see, we are quickly approaching the planet, and it kind of looks like we'll have about an hour and a half to slow ourselves down as we pass through the planet. Hopefully it'll be enough time to not pass through the planet, but, you know, get into a nice orbit around the planet. Going through the planet, like I said a few seconds ago, would be bad at this point. So, let's go ahead and speed things up here. And, to be honest with you, I was kind of worried that I wouldn't have enough fuel to get here, especially how quickly I was burning through it to begin with. But it looks like we will indeed have enough fuel to get there. And possibly even slow ourselves down. Now, getting back from there might be a bit of a challenge, but one thing at a time, right? Oh, right. I was confused there for a minute, wondering why I couldn't move. It's because I was still fast-forwarding. Okay. Let's see. See if we can influence things here. Doesn't seem to actually be doing anything. Maybe I should wait until we, switch. 2, 1... And there we go. Retrograde. You know what, this might actually be better if I just simply slow down. Alright, let's work on killing our orbital velocity. And I'll adjust my orbital plane later. Perfect. How much fuel have we got? We got enough for any orbital maneuvers we need to perform up here. But this is looking like, at least with this craft, it was a one-way trip. We'll probably have to send a rescue craft after our landing. Let's see if I can find the planet. Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break since I've been at this for a good 6 hours. And that's not including the time it took to assemble the rocket to begin with. So, be back in a minute. Okay, we are back, and, still over Moho. And it kind of occurred to me, while I was taking my break, that we never actually named this ship. So, let's rename this vessel to Moho, I don't know, 2? Actually, let's go for Roman numerals. Moho 2. Okay. And, now let's prepare for our, landing. Oh, wait, we need to, move our guys over. Almost forgot to do that. Bill? EVA? Okay, where's the door? There it is. What? No, 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 no. Curse you! There we go. Okay. And now, Jeb. You know, I thought white suits were the ones who came on this mission. Oh, I guess not. Okay. So how am I going to do this? Well, simply crashing down onto the planet would probably be an extraordinarily bad idea. How much fuel does our main vehicle have? Not a whole lot, really, even though it's on nearly full tank. I seriously doubt that it could get home on that. You know, I thought Moho had a moon. Well, you know what? Maybe we should look at it with a whatever the heck these things are, probes first. Decoupled node. Yeah, we'll go ahead and send a planetary probe. Now, unfortunately, the solar panels for this have to be deployed manually. And the engine has to be turned on manually as well. Uh-oh, that could be a problem. Retract panel. Okay. Extend. 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 Turn on SAS. Extend. More extending. And final one here. Yes. Alright. Now let's go ahead and move down to our para-apsis. Oh hey, it's already 6 kilometers away from the main ship. I did not expect that. Okay, and I'll go ahead and fast forward through this since this is probably going to take a while. Ah, crap. Well, I wasn't paying attention as closely as I probably should have, and because of that we have lost this probe. Well, let's go ahead and watch it dash itself against the surface of the planet. Wait, no. I should be, getting information from this thing. Let's see. It's gravity. That's... Okay, well, it's 2,000 meters at this point here. Okay. Let's try this again, but being a little less stupid. Okay, well, I brought along 4 of these. Oops. So the loss of a few, especially when there's no moons when I thought there was, won't be too much of an issue. Okay, and I'll go ahead and fast forward through this until we get into a good orbit. Okay, we're at a very good low orbit. Should be enough to give us a good view of the surface here. It's very hilly, although I'm noticing some flat areas. Let's see. That must be what I'm looking at for the flat area, so these dark areas here, like they are perfectly flat, or close to flat, so we probably want to aim for one of them. Let's see. Our temperature. Okay, we are still in a cold area. In vacuum, okay, that was not unexpected. No acceleration, gravity. Okay, apparently the gravity is pulling at 2.28 meters per second squared. Interesting. Not entirely sure how to read that. Actually, I'm not entirely sure how to read most of these instruments. Oh well. But there it is. Got the surface here. And I guess there's probably not much to look at. Play around with the probe here. Mostly I just wanted an excuse to use one of these since my original plan was to use them on a moon, because I thought Moho had a moon, but apparently it does not. So we brought 4 probes for no apparent reason. Oh well, we can probably repurpose them. launch them at other planets or something like that before we take off. Who knows? I'll come up with something. Let's see. Originally I was planning to end this episode with a landing. But I'm not so sure I really want to do that. Perhaps I'll end the episode here and make landing its own episode, since I have no idea how long this is actually going to be. So if it's a short episode, I apologize for that. If it's a long episode, I'll be absolutely amazed. So, once again, I am KHM, and we'll see you in the next episode.